Hey Ewan.
Hello.
We're talking about regrets today.
Yeah.
One thing that I know you won't have regretted doing is buying that sick WhatCulture Gaming hoodie, by the way.
Yeah,
it's... Plug. What a great model. Great haircut, great hoodie, great sun. Anyway, let's talk about, you're not getting that again. Hey Josh.
Hiya.
Man who lives his life in regret.
You know what I really do? This is what this entire entry is about. We're going.
What video game did you regret buying?
Well, exactly what you just said, Jules. I've always made the wrong choices at every single stage of my life because I always try to think with my head.
Be really
Except with my girlfriend and doing this job. Everything else, though, like the university I went to, always got down to two choices. I'm really bad when it comes to binary choices, right? Because I try to think with my head, and my head's always wrong, and I just always neglect the gut instincts. And it's the same with games. When I was like younger, didn't have much money to spend a lot of money on games. So every purchase was like a big thing. I would be playing that for ages. I need to do a lot of research, look at the reviews, and even then I would sometimes go for reviews over what I really wanted inside. So the first one was a toss-up between Borderlands and Operation, I've forgotten actually. Flashpoint. I was going to say Firestorm, but that's thanks, Jules. Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising, right? So I had these two games in my hand, and I thought, I really want Borderlands. It's cel-shaded. It's this multiplayer game. I can play it with friends. It's going to be a good time. It's getting rave reviews. But Operation Flashpoint, though, it's got Dragon in the title. So let's use my birthday money to buy this. Took it home, put it in, and thought, no, I'm getting shot from the bushes. I can't do anything. It's too hard for me. I'm like, what, 10 years old or something like that? 13 years old? Really disappointed with that. Traded it in, got Borderlands, had a great time. A similar version was back in Simile around the same time. Last Simile's there. Prince of Persia 2008, I think, when it went all cel-shaded and rebooted. That was like one of my favorite franchises for so long. So I was like, I'm going to get this game, and it was bad. It was really bad. I liked the story in theory, but it just had nothing to it. Another terrible decision. I had to trade all of these games in, had no money left, and ended up probably buying, like, I don't know, Mass Effect for the 10th time instead. Oh yeah, and No, I don't regret Playboy the Mansion, the video game. That was one of my all-time favorite purchases ever. And I'll be buying Leisure Suit Larry when that comes out soon, Joel.
Well, I'm sorry because I must wound you. Because
Why?
Because Borderlands sucks, okay? I've tried. And I've tried many times. I've bought Borderlands 2 twice now. I even got the Game of the Year collection. I thought, I'm wrong. I'll try it again. I like Saints Row. I like the Wackies. It's fine.
When we last spoke about this, you said you were having a good time.
I'm full of it. And I thought I tried. And I want to like it. That was me. That was old me talking, trying to like it. And I tried. But the comedy is not funny. And it's just every time you try and play it, there's a great term from Vince Zampella, who works for Respawn, who talks about combat legibility, to get all nerdy about it. And it's like, you need to be able to just process the fights that are happening. And the shooting in that game feels like ass, even regardless of the fact that you can barely keep track of what's shooting you from where, and they do a whole bunch of bullet damage, and it's all level based, and all these things shot me from across the map and killed me. It's bad.
No.
Yeah.
You listed some things that if I said it on a pro point, they would actually make good.
You like being shot across the map in one shot?
I'm just saying that you were saying like, oh, it's level based.
Yep.
You take bullet damage. It's a shooter. What do you expect me to be taking?
No, I expect you to take a reasonable amount of damage to then have a fun time, as opposed to being wiped out immediately because I'm not the right level for something.
Bad.
No.
Right, what I can't get over, right, is the difference between Saints Row and Borderlands humour, Scott. To me,
they're not the same at all.
Well, that wasn't your point that they are the same.
They're pretty similar.
Yeah, they're not at all. Like Saints Row pulls up. Saints Row is what Borderlands wishes it could be.
No, Saints Row is what.
Wow.
Saints Row wishes it was Borderlands.
No,
Yeah.
Saints Row 3 is extremely well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole point with this is that the general feel of the combat I hate, and I've tried to like it, and it's just you go down, you get the respawns, the comedy thing isn't like the main reason I don't like it. It's the feel of the gameplay. I think it's really twitchy and it's just not as satisfying. The guns don't have weight to them. It's just not very satisfying to move around in that world. I've tried. What?
You played it on your Todd?
No, I mean I should try to play it.
Right, okay, you know what, I'm actually going to defend you now because you're entitled to your own opinion and that's completely fine.
It sucks for you guys, but yes.
It does in a way because I was hoping to get sort of a group together for Borderlands 3.
I'll play.
I mean, I'll try it again, but nah.
I don't want that kind of negativity in my life.
It's meant to be fun.
Yeah.
It's meant to be, yeah.
I don't really live with a lot of regrets as far as video games are concerned. I tend to enjoy everything I buy, like, at least in some extent. There's not really a lot of things I hate. at all. But there is one game in particular that I do regret buying. But that's not because I hate it, it's because I love it so much, and I've spent, what was it, Ash, about 6 months playing it? It's World of Warcraft. Why did I buy World of Warcraft? Oh my God, really, really regret that. For the amount of happiness that it's brought me, I probably could have, literally in the same time, since 2006 that I've played World of Warcraft up till now, all that game time, the 4,000 or 5,000 hours or something, I could have got a second degree, probably. For that amount of time, I could have done some nice charity work. I could have played 1,200 other games, probably. So not just about time invested into this game that I love so much. I still play it, by the way. But the money as well. So it's, of course, it's got a subscription service, which is £9 a month. I think it's £10 a month now. And also, of course, now that they're partnered with Activision, there's lots of mounts you can buy, lots of pets you can buy.
How many months subscription have you had?
I don't know, who's good at maths? I have been playing since just before the Burning Crusade came out, and I think that was 2006.
What?
Hold on, let's do some maths.
Massive regret.
You're getting married this year. That could have paid for the wedding.
And then some,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Like, there's got to be in the thousands. I do regret it.
1,500 quid.
Oh, that's not that bad. 1,500 quid. I mean, add a couple of mounts on there, a couple of level boosts, couple of realm changes, couple of race changes. They're 20 quid a go.
Oh man.
I've spoken about a little game called Micro Machines World Series back in like episode 2 of Chatty Faces. Not worth buying. It's terrible. I've spoken about Dead Island that I bought and thought might be quite good. That's cutscenes the game. This week, I'm talking about something that's nowhere near on the same level. And that's not down, that's up. Because this game is phenomenal, but I regret buying it. And that's Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah, Red Dead 2 is incredible. I said this in all of our Game of the Year stuff because I have put some time into it, and it is an incredible technical achievement. You know, Rockstar have really, they've gone out of their way for this. They have set a new benchmark in terms of open world gaming, video games in general. But I quite literally bought into the hype, and that's why I regret buying it, because I dropped 50 quid on it on launch. Because, as part of my job, watching all of the Red Dead content we did, no surprises, that got me really invested in the story and in the mechanics and just the game in general, because I wasn't initially going to pick it up because I'd not played any Red Deads before this one. So I picked it up just on a whim, and I've tried to play it, and yeah, I think it's with me and open world games, they don't normally click. There are only a few open world games I really, really work with, and annoyingly Red Dead 2 is one of them that hasn't clicked with me yet. I think as time goes on, I want to give it more time, I want to give it another shot. But with my PS4, I'm going for a 1 in 1 out at the moment. So yeah, it's an incredible game. I will never say it's bad, and I'm not saying I regret buying it because it's bad. It's because it's incredible, but I just haven't given it the time yet, and I kind of wish that I gave myself a bit more time and got it a bit later on when it might be a little bit cheaper, or I might have given myself a better window to play it, because I just, like I said, I bought it on a whim upon all the hype. So that's why.
Death to the heretic!
Ewan, don't hate
No
me!
middle ground, death!
Jesus.
How?
Right, I could give a really measured and fair response like Rich about a game that I invested into the hype into, but truly, every time I pick up this game I go into a rage and I don't want to play it and I hate it, and that's Sekiro. Don't.
Come on.
I can't be arsed with this whole get good culture. Like, it's a beautifully constructed game, I will give it that. And I like that you have to pick up bits of the story as you're going through. It isn't all given to you on a plate, which is good. And I respect that it's made not for me, because it is a game that directly appeals to everything I do not like, which is working really hard and trying to, I don't know, I don't like the amount of grind and battle and unhappiness I get from playing it, because it is so frustrating to try and get through. I don't get joy from doing it, and even when I manage to kill someone, I'm like, off with ye then. Like, I'm not proper happy about killing anyone. I'm just like, well, that bit's done. Let's go and hurt myself some more elsewhere now. It's just not enjoyable.
The thing is that you've just platinumed God of War.
Yeah.
Like, and that's tough towards
Yes,
the end.
but it's perfectly balanced toughness. So you go in and like it's quite easy to begin with, whilst you're just battering your way through things and proper having a ham-fisted showdown with loads of goblins and stuff. They're not even goblins, but Draugr. So you do all that, and then it gets harder and harder and harder and scales up as you go up, and the Valkyries get harder and harder and harder. But you can go away and explore and do something nice and kill loads of easy enemies and then work your way up from there to get better stuff, whereas From Software starts off here and then continues to be there the whole time. You can't just go to a nice area and be like, oh, I'll spend it down here for a little bit. Like,
You can though.
yeah, but
You can though.
but it's not like that, is it, Rach? It's not though. It's not. Even the freaking rats and the treasure cops can kill you if you just look at them wrong.
Oh, well, that's just sad. This was meant to be a nice, fun, chatty faces, and I feel like I'm just getting sad.
It was never meant to be that. No.
I came here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Sekiro sucks.
Quite a lot of video games I regret buying, mainly just because they're not socially acceptable nowadays. But the one that I probably regret the most buying is probably Evolve. Yes, because I had the joy of going to Gamescom the year before it released, and I played a demo version of it, and I was blown away because I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was me and a load of other PR hounds just sitting there going, oh, this is sick. And obviously it was, because it was the best bit of the game that they were showcasing to get the hype going for it. So I went away, sunk a bit of cash in there. I didn't buy the season pass because already the thing was very confusing with the charts of what you get in the DLC and which bits you don't. It was very, very strange. But when I finally got it, I was like, this is brilliant. And then half an hour later, I was like, where's the rest of it? There's got to be more, right? And then all my friends were just like, I think we've already leveled up and taken all of the best things. And everyone was just basically vying to play the monster, and there was no one actually wanting to play as the humans. So we were like, cool. This was a waste of money then, wasn't it? And within a week, all of my friends, and there was probably about 6 or 7 people that I'd convinced to play as this big group of people, they just dropped it. They were just like, this is rubbish, we're trading it back in. So I didn't, because I'd already bought it on Steam. So I was just sat there just going, cool, I've already played past the refund policy point now, so this is just going to gather some dust.
Imagine losing your friends to Evolve.
Well, me and Ash are going to fall out because it's one of her favourite games.
I was going to say, you've gained a friend. We can play it. We can bring it back.
I'm not f***ing playing it again. It's not though. Right, this is the thing. Evolve is good for the first sort of like 15 minutes that you play it, but once you've played that, you've played everything, haven't you?
I played it for like months.
Yeah, but you're a f***ing simpleton.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, but right, okay.
Have you given it a chance since you tried it then?
I gave it too much of a chance. I spent like
Half an hour.
No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't half an hour. I mean, my Steam profiles, I think I put in like 20 hours into it. Like, I gave it a fair whack, but it weren't for me.
Maybe you're the simpleton.
No. I love multiplayer games. Sorry, Ash. I love multiplayer games. One of the biggest things that seems to happen to me when I get a multiplayer game that is slightly more on the niche spectrum as opposed to like the mainstream stuff is that I'll always try and convince my friends to play it because I realise that they'll be absolutely dog shit by myself. They will be absolutely unbearable. They'll be absolutely just dreadful. So I love Ghost Recon, right? Absolutely love Ghost Recon. It's just the most. It's kind of fits in that kind of middle ground between wanky action generic Michael Bay shooter game and Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. It's kind of in that middle point where you can kind of pretend like you're doing the cool stuff, but in a way that makes you think you're being clever. Whatever. So this is an ode to every single Ghost Recon game that I've bought that my friends told me that they would get and then never did, because them not getting the game means I have to sit through the entire game myself and listen to the absolutely horrendous dialogue of the AI teammates who have to have this forced crappy jingo patter when you're riding around. So in Ghost Recon Wildlands you have like 3 other ghosts that your teammates. They're just there with the most awful. It's just like, gonna need some coca for the altitude. I'm just there like, yeah, what? It's like, they're gonna make you piss in a cup when you get back home, bruh. And I'm just like.
Whereas if you had, say, like me and Josh,
yeah.
you'd be like.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gotta go and back a tea.
Lovely ASMR right into my ears. So yeah, do you want to do that up to the? Do you want to? Come on, this so you can see. Let's go.
Father and son. Father and son.
Bonding.
Oh.
Can't wait for that to hit you, Gordon.
Oh God, where do I go from that?
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Now, if you want more chatty faces, why not watch through the rest of our playlist? But I just want to say a big thank you to the brilliant channel sponsors for voting on this week's chatty question. And if you want to join the vote, then why not consider hitting the join button and becoming a sponsor today? And we will see you next week. Bye!